Our joys and blessings are the opportunity for growth, new learnings, and broadening vision of the congregation. Also, the chance to participate in intercongregational gatherings opens us to new horizons and offers multitudes of reflections for personal renewal and tools to share with the entire congregation. Connecting with global sisterhood and global church through the UISG and its activities, as well as through the CRC and LCWR and other organizations. The encounter with every Sister of Providence and every local community, and sharing their community life and learning of their ministries. Witnessing the sisters' attentiveness to the people they serve, especially the vulnerable and those who are poor. Seeing the providence of God active in us and through us as our mission states.
Get to know the collaborators, other religious groups. Complementarity of diversity in team, united in spirit, together in prayer, work, and recreation. Collaboration and encouragement among all leadership and the sisters.
Our joys and blessings are being stretched in many ways and growing. Being exposed to visionary committed people who in their speaking and writing inspire and challenge us to be people of hope and joy and never to lose sight of our mission. Being reminded of the prayers, love, and support that we receive from the sisters.
Being aware of the joy and sorrow within our old congregation and the people our sisters are called to serve. Strive to embody and animate in the congregation the value of belonging, communion, interconnectedness, mutual support, deep listening, dialogue, and accountability in engaging the sister in transformative process of implementing the general chapter orientation. Being amazed to see majority of the sisters being engaged in the celebration, prayer, Zoom gathering.
See the blooming of potential among our sisters. See caring relation between senior sisters and those in initial formation.
Presence of wisdom-filled sisters and those giving witness to simplicity, humility, and charity. Supportive collaboration of all sisters, good working environment, and dedicated staff.
Both a blessing and a challenge. To form an international, interdependent, intergenerational, and intercultural team leading in a spirit of love and service. To form a local community of sisters coming from different parts of the congregation, being attentive and welcoming of each other, trying to understand the other and communicate well even if the team does not begin with a common language. To live in a new country and a new culture. To feel as a stranger for a while does call us to ground ourselves in God's trust and to practice humility, simplicity, and love for each other.
Interculturality, not only as members of the team, but also in all we do, think, and function, is intercultural. 3 languages, interpretation, and translation to integrate how the various cultures think and live and capture the richness of pulling together the various cultures. How to be in communion with big geographical distances. Implementation of the governance model.
The challenges and opportunities. Intentionality of living the 4 I's. Create a shared vision that is transformative and for which everyone is willing to sacrifice for the common good, for unity, and for sustainable service to the sisters, to God's people, especially those most suffering. Immigration documents, procurement process, and expense. Multiple priorities at the same time. Personal rhythm for tasks and rest.
Be at home with one's vulnerabilities. Communication. Given our multiple language and culture, learning other language and reliance on interpreter to understand and to be understood. Earning the trust as an outsider to a culture other than our own. Country, group, age group, language, idea of religious life in church, education, formation. Accepting that there are those who resist any change and deny the need, but supporting those who do see God's calling to do something new in the light of current and emerging realities. Being aware of so many needs in our world and congregation, and being able to respond to only some of them.
Finding ways to advancing the spirit of contemplative listening, dialogue, and discernment, inclusiveness, transparency, participation, co-responsibility, and accountability. Moving away from independence, individualism, authoritarianism, provincialism.
More in solidarity and identity with the whole congregation and generosity in sharing human and financial resources for the good of the mission. Living the gospel message and our constitution in word and especially deed.
The leadership needed by the congregation as we move into the future. We believe that together, as a congregation, we will fulfill our commitment of being providence, as has been our predecessors. It's important to be a bridge of communion, nurture unity in diversity, and convene deep conversations.
Leadership needed by the congregation toward the future. Relational leaders whose hearts are compassionate and generous, deeply touched by the sufferings or joys of others. Leadership that is able to listen to all sides of the issue, states its truth, able to bridge relations and call forth the living of the gospel message and the constitutions and rules.
A team that is comfortable and thrive to be faithful with contemplative listening, dialogue, and discernment to aid in decision making. Willing to take risks for the common good and mission, adapting to emerging need within and external of the community.